So today I thought it would be really interesting to do a little tour of the garden. The garden is Josh's space. I will be honest, he has worked extremely hard in this garden. That is his job, so he does know what he's doing. Transformation from when we moved in to now, it is incredible. Like, he has worked so hard. I'll insert a little picture here so you can have a look exactly how it was when we first moved in. So going back to when we moved in 2018, I think. So when we moved in, there was no plants, there was no like character to the garden. The grass was pretty much dead as well because it was a really hot summer and we moved in July. So there was just nothing about the garden that was exciting, or which on the flip side was also quite good because it meant we had a pretty much blank canvas to start with. So in the middle of the main lawn there was a huge summer house. You can see the thought behind the summer house. So it was like a hexagonal one that looked over the fields because our garden is on the edge of the fields. So you could see their reasoning behind that. But practically for us, it just didn't work. Josh, I think, definitely wanted his nice big green lawn, which, because this summer house was plonked right in the middle of the lawn, it just didn't make sense. So we had that for about a year. We used some sleepers and a gravel area to make it like extend out onto it, but it just didn't work. And also our garden, like the wind that we get here is also another factor that we had to consider, because it really does get battering from the wind, and that summer house was not withstanding the wind. We made the decision to demolish it. Now, every man's dream, I'm being very generic here, is to drive a digger and demolish things, which obviously Josh did, and he had a blast. Like, he had such a great time. So that was one thing we did first. So that was done. He then grass seeded his lawn and created a very lovely lawn. Now he's definitely in his dad era now because his lawn is his pride and joy, which I will give him credit that it is very good. It's very green, it's very cushiony, but this is his lawn that he works on every year. He is very precious about his lawn. Although I may moan because obviously he has to cut his grass multiple times a week, but it looks good. It looks good, and I will let him have his moment with his lawn. In 2020, that was the year that we decided to do the kitchen garden. Basically, our garden, we have our big main lawn, we have our drive running through that, and then we have another lawn the other side, and that was just an empty space that we just didn't really know what to do with. Fortunately for us, Josh did get some free slabs from a job that he did. He patioed an area because we also have a door from the house going out onto this lawn space, so he patioed that area first. That was the first thing he did because we thought actually it gets really lovely sun in the morning, and we thought that would be a really lovely space that we could sit out and have our morning coffee. This was pre-children, remember, so we had time when we woke up at 9-10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday to sit out and have our nice coffee and breakfast. First job was we put in the raised beds, and he found somewhere that did sort of bulk load of soil, compost, so we filled those, and then we put in, it's called half round rail, which we wanted to fence the area off because just to make it like a little bit more like its own part of the garden, because it just went straight out onto the drive. We just wanted to fence it off. So he put that fencing in now, and then so that was great. That looked really good. So the year of 2020, the kitchen garden looked great. Like, we had a really good year with vegetable growing. We did learn a lot of things about what works well in the garden. obviously it was new, it was fresh, everything looked great. So the following year, for my birthday, Josh then brought me a chicken coop, because all I had been going on about was having some chickens. Josh, being Josh, again, was very savvy with getting materials. So he got some, like, I don't even know what they're called, like, to build the pen panels. Like, they had chicken wire and some wood, and there were panels. So we built the pen, which it was actually I was really pleased with how the space came together. So we did that at the top of the kitchen garden, because we thought it made sense for the chickens to be in with where we were growing all our vegetables. And yeah, that has just turned into a really lovely area for them. Then decided that we would really like to have them loose in the garden. So we ended up putting chicken wire across the half round rail and let them loose in that area of the garden. So the kitchen garden last year was probably our best year in terms of harvest and vegetables and stuff. It was really, really good. I ended up preserving a lot of beetroot, we had a lot of peas, carrots. We still have garlic in there now from last year. This year has been poor. It has been so poor. If you follow my other social medias, you probably notice that I have very rarely posted about our vegetables, because to tell you the honest truth, we actually don't have any. We do have another space in the village that we have got things growing, which are growing well, but I don't know if it's the weather, I don't know if it's because we had the baby, so our priorities weren't there this year. But it has been so poor. We do have cucumbers in the greenhouse that are growing, and the tomato plants are growing really well. But that is where we are at this year with our kitchen garden. Moving on to, where should we go now? Our raised beds. Or not raised beds, just beds in general. So one bed we put in was in front of the house. That was just grass leading right up to the house and then nothing. So we put in a bed at the front, and each year it obviously has just grown and got fuller. Potentially last year or the year before, I think it could have been the year before, 2022, yeah, that year, he decided to raise the lawn. So our lawn was on a slight slope, so it just made sense to raise part of the lawn. So he used sleepers and did that, and I'm really pleased that that looks really good. We've got some lovely steps going up onto it, with some flower beds either side, and which again this year have looked really full and really colourful. This year we have put peonies in that bed, and we brought those peonies back in 2019 when we got married, because I had peonies in my bouquet. They flowered that year and they have not flowered since. So we did have 2 peonies from that peony bush, but that was really nice. So we are back again with a baby and a toddler, because they both woke up. You woke up from your nap and you got bored, haven't you? So you come to join me. So yeah, so on the lawn, we built the raised beds. They're now looking lovely and full. Potentially finally, I might have missed something, but Josh can tell me later when he re-watches this whether I have missed something. He built this lovely summer house that we are currently sat in. So him and his dad worked really hard and built this summer house. He started off by building the base and putting in the posts to support the summer house, which he then levelled the ground and put a patio on. Then used 6x2 to create the rest of the summer house, and feather edge board on the back and the sides. And this is what it currently looks like. I believe they did a slight slant from the front to back, just so that the rain pours off. He has done such an amazing job with this. It looks so good. So him and his dad worked really hard to get it done. I don't think it even took them that long, really. Bearing in mind, a lot of the stuff we do in the house and in the garden, we do on quite a budget. So this really didn't cost an obscene amount of money. I think I would like to say, I think it was about £300 he spent on the wood and all of that. Following on from the summer house, he then built a, you can see here, it's here, like an outdoor kitchen, which for his barbecue, his pizza oven and his smoker. Yeah. Daddy did a great job, didn't he? So the outdoor kitchen literally cost him about £30, I'm pretty sure, and I think that was for the like tile adhesive. So that is it. That is the garden. We don't really have many plans now for the garden. It's just maintaining what we have. Yeah, that is everything we have done to the garden so far. I'm sure Josh probably will have something up his sleeve for the future, but for now we are very fortunate to have this space for the children and for the dog. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I would love to know in the comments what kind of video you would love to see